Hello friends. Welcome to Study Time. Today current affairs for competitive exams 2021. Costa Rica's Greenspan to head UN trade body. The UN General Assembly has approved the nomination of Costa Rican economist Rebecca Greenspan to head the UN agency promoting trade and development. She will be the first woman and Central American to lead the Geneva-based organization. She was nominated by Secretary General Antonio Guterres as Secretary General of the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, known as UNCTAD. Amartya Sen's new book to be released in July. One of the world's leading public intellectuals, Nobel laureate Amartya Sen has penned his memoir Home in the World. The book will be published in July 2021 by Penguin Random House. In Home in the World, Sen shares details from his life and explores the idea of home. Some of Amartya Sen's notable books are The Argumentative Indian, The Idea of Justice, among others. Ukhna Khurelsukh, President of Mongolia. Former Mongolian PM Ukhna Khurelsukh has become the country's sixth democratically elected president. Khurelsukh was forced to resign as PM after protests earlier in 2021. Khurelsukh will replace incumbent Khaltma Battulga, who was denied an opportunity to seek re-election following controversial changes to Mongolia's constitution that restricted presidents to one term in office. Navi Mutual Fund to wind up arbitrage scheme. Navi Mutual Fund, owned by Flipkart co-founder Sachin Bansal, has announced the winding up of its arbitrage schemes due to its low assets. Its assets were just 14.16 lakh rupees as of the 31st of May 2021. The Navi Group had purchased the mutual fund business of the SL Group in February 2021 and renamed it. The existing assets in the schemes are legacy assets from the previous owner. Zydus Cadila gets US FDA nod for a drug. Zydus Cadila has received tentative approval from the US Food and Drug Administration (US FDA) to market epilepsy treatment drug brivaracetam tablets. It has received approval to market brivaracetam tablets in the strengths of 10 mg, 25 mg, 50 mg, 75 mg, and 100 mg. Brivaracetam is used to treat partial onset seizures epilepsy. New wastewater treatment technology. A technology has been developed by Dr. Chiranjeev Bhattacharjee, professor at the Chemical Engineering Department in Jadavpur University, Kolkata. It uses a combination of electrocoagulation and electroflotation enhanced membrane module (ECEFMM) techniques for wastewater treatment. Electrocoagulation is a technique that uses an electrical charge for changing the particle surface charge. WPI inflation rises to 12.94% in May. Wholesale price inflation rose to a record 12.94% in May 2021. Data released by the industry department showed that while fuel inflation rose 37.6%, inflation for manufactured items increased 10.8%, and food inflation moderated to 4.3% in May. Crude petroleum price rose 102.5%, which led to an increase in prices of LPG, 61%, petrol 62.3%, and diesel 66.3%. Qmart partners with Google. Qmart has partnered with Google for Education to help transform the teaching and learning experience. As part of the partnership, Qmart teachers and students will be given a Google for Education certificate. Teachers will be given a Google Certified Educator Level 1 certificate, and students who take a 12 to 18 months Qmart program will be awarded CS First Creator Coder certificate. Tamil Nadu to implement operating mechanism. Tamil Nadu has announced the implementation of an operating mechanism for the functioning of single window portals as part of ease of doing business. In accordance with the requirements of the Department of Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade, a single window portal has been functional in the state. The portal services are delivered in three different modes. Amara Raja Batteries Chairman to step down. Amara Raja Batteries Ltd. ARBL founder chairman Dr. Ramachandra Galler will step down. Jaidev Galler will assume the role of chairman of the board. Amara Raja Batteries Ltd. ARBL has announced energy and mobility as its strategic focus area. The new energy business will build on technological innovations such as lithium and other new age chemistries. Alberta recognizes India's independence. Alberta has now become the first Canadian province to formally recognize the 75-week celebrations of the 75th anniversary of India's Independence Day. A ministerial statement has been recorded in the legislature of the province marking the 75-week global celebrations. India will mark the 75th anniversary of Independence Day on August 15, 2022. 3D printed masks coated with antiviral agents. An integration of 3D printing and pharmaceuticals has resulted in a novel type of mask which attacks the virus when viral particles come in contact with it. Developed by Pune-based startup firm Tincr Technologies India Private Limited, these masks are coated with antiviral agents known otherwise as virucides. The coating has been tested and shown to inactivate the SARS-CoV-2 virus. NTPC invites EOI for pilot projects. NTPC has floated a global expression of interest (EOI) to set up 2 pilot projects: standalone fuel cell-based backup power system and a standalone fuel cell-based microgrid system with hydrogen production using electrolyzer at NTPC premises. Through the projects, NTPC is looking to further strengthen its footprint in green and clean fuel. Dentsu launches sports marketing unit. Advertising firm Dentsu International has announced the launch of its sports marketing unit in India. The launch is supported by Tokyo-headquartered Dentsu Sports International (DSI) and Dentsu Sports Asia (DS Asia) Singapore. The agency has appointed former cricketer and sports marketing executive Anand Yalvigi as the director of the new vertical for India. HCL appoints Shiki Junta for cloud business. HCL Technologies Ltd has appointed Shiki Junta to lead its cloud consulting and offering strategy and further accelerate the HCL Cloud Smart offering into client markets. Junta joins HCL from Accenture. She has also led several other leadership positions in the industry, including the Chief Executive Officer of Managed Objects and Photosphere. Sterling and Wilson Solar, Amit Jain as CEO. Solar EPC company, Sterling and Wilson Solar Limited, has appointed Amit Jain as its global CEO. Jain succeeds Bikesh Ogra, who gave up the position effective the 31st of May 2021, but will continue as a director on the board of the company. Jain has been associated with Sterling and Wilson Solar Limited since January 2019 as country head for the US and Australia. Foundation laid for Venkateswara Swamy Temple. J&K Lieutenant Governor Manoj Sinha laid the foundation stone for Sri Venkateswara Swamy Temple at Marjeen, Jammu on the 13th of June 2021. Tirumala Tirupati Devasthanam's TTD will build the temple along with the Vedic school and hospital. The total cost of the project is estimated at 33.22 crore rupees. The temple will be constructed within 18 months period. Daniela Frazier wins Pulitzer Prize. Teenager Daniela Frazier has been awarded a special citation by the Pulitzer Board. Frazier was recognized for recording a video showing George Floyd's death beneath the knee of Minneapolis policeman Derek Chauvin with her cell phone. She has also won the 2020 Bennett Courage Award from PEN America earlier. Mirabai Chanu qualifies for Tokyo Olympics. India's Mirabai Chanu, the 2017 world champion in weightlifting, has qualified for the Tokyo Olympics in the women's 49 kg category. She is ranked second in the women's 49 kg category. As per the rules of the International Weightlifting Federation, the top 8 lifters in each of the 14 weight categories, including 7 in the women's group, are eligible to compete in Tokyo Games. 7,622 crore rupees released to states, UTs. An amount of 7,622 crore rupees has been released to states and union territories. The amount was released under the Samagra Siksha scheme for the continuity of various educational initiatives. This money will be used for providing free textbooks and uniforms to students. It will also be utilized for teachers' salaries, training, vocational education, and digital initiatives. Yuva Shakti Corona Mukti Abhiyan launched. Madhya Pradesh government has launched Yuva Shakti Corona Mukti Abhiyan to make people aware about the COVID pandemic. This campaign will be run by the Higher Education and Technical Education Department in collaboration with the Public Health and Family Welfare Department. A mobile app has also been developed for effective real-time online monitoring of the campaign. Naphtali Bennett, new Prime Minister of Israel. Naphtali Bennett was on the 13th of June 2021 sworn in as the new Prime Minister of Israel. His victory ended the 12 years power of former PM Benjamin Netanyahu, the country's longest-serving leader. Bennett, leader of the right-wing Yamina party, took oath of office after the Israeli parliament Knesset elected him as the 13th PM by a 60-59 vote in 120-member House. He will be PM until September 2023. Amazon India launches of Milliliter Summer School. Amazon India on the 13th of June 2021 announced the launch of an integrated learning program for students to learn applied machine learning Milliliter skills. The program, Milliliter Summer School, has been introduced to help train students in Milliliter and address the growing demand for talent with this skill set across various industries. The curriculum will cover the fundamental concepts in Milliliter. Guru Arjan Dev Martyrdom Day 2021. Guru Arjan Dev, the fifth Guru of Sikhs, was martyred on June 16, 1606. According to the Hindu calendar, the martyrdom day of Guru Arjan Dev is observed on Jait Sudi 4, which falls on June 14 in 2021. He had compiled the first edition of the Sikh scripture Adi Granth, which is now known as Guru Granth Sahib. Born in 1563, Guru Arjan Dev was the first martyr of the Sikh religion. OTDC launches Pita on Wheels for Raja Fest. The Orissa Tourism Development Corporation (OTDC) has launched Pita on Wheels on the 13th of June 2021. Different types of Odia Pithas like Poda Pita, Manda, Kakara, Arasha, Chakuli and Chandrakala would be available. Orissa is celebrating the 3-day Raja festival at the onset of monsoon across the state from June 14 to 16, 2021. In Orissa, the Raja festival is a tribute to menstruation. Veenu Mankad named in ICC's Hall of Fame list. Former India cricketer Veenu Mankad on the 13th of June 2021 was among the 10 players included in the special edition list of the International Cricket Council's ICC Hall of Fame. The ICC announced a list of 10 cricketers who were included in their special edition of Hall of Fame players to celebrate the history of Test cricket. June 14th, World Blood Donor Day 2021. World Blood Donor Day, an initiative by the World Health Organization, is observed every year on June 14th. For 2021, the World Blood Donor Day slogan is Give Blood and Keep the World Beating. The day is celebrated on the birth anniversary of Austrian biologist and physician, Karl Landsteiner. He is considered to be the founder of modern blood transfusion. Italy will host the day for 2021. Djokovic clinches his 19th Grand Slam title. World number 1 Novak Djokovic clinched his second French Open men's singles tennis title after beating world number 5 Stefanos Tsitsipas on the 13th of June 2021. The Serbian Djokovic increased his Grand Slam tally to 19 titles. Djokovic has also become the first man in the Open era, and third overall, to win all 4 majors at least twice. Budgetary support approved to IDEX for 5 years. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh has approved the budgetary support of 498 crore rupees to Innovations for Defense Excellence (IDEX), a defense innovation organization, DUP, for the next 5 years. The scheme is aimed at providing financial support to nearly 300 startups, MSMEs and individual innovators and 20 partner incubators under the DO framework. Obituaries. Congress leader and leader of opposition in Uttarakhand Assembly Dr. Indira Haradesh passed away in June 2021. She was a Congress MLA from Haldwani and one of the senior-most Congress leaders from the state. Former Indian women volleyball team captain Nirmal Kaur passed away due to complications related to COVID-19 infection in June 2021. She was the wife of legendary Olympian Milkha Singh. The end. Thank you for listening. Please like, share, comment and subscribe.